Hello everybody and welcome back to Pravus Gaming and more Tekkit. At the end of the last video, I promised I would create a tesseract, and I stand by it. They're not all in all that difficult to make, they're mostly just very expensive, and ideally you're probably going to want quite a few of them. Requires a diamond, some hardened glass, and those precious Enderium ingots to make the tesseract frame. You guys have seen this before. Now Enderium ingots, of course, the most expensive component and the most painful to give up. But remember, if you cannot find any more platinum in the nether to create your shiny metal ingots, then what you can do is use cinnabar and ferrous ore to create your shiny metal that-a-way. And one cool thing I think I have discovered is that you actually can mine out the nether redstone, smelt that up, and that creates just regular redstone blocks instead of the redstone dusts, and that stuff you can try grinding down to get your cinnabar. It does actually work, so that's how I've had to generate the majority of my latest Enderium. Because Lord knows we went through a lot of it trying to make that stupid turbine. But I shouldn't call it stupid, it's working very well. Anyway, now that we have our frame, we're going to go to our fluid transposer, which I have already filled with resonant ender, and start filling up the tesseract frame. Just like that. Okay, and now that we have our tesseract frame, we need to surround it with some silver and Tinker's alloy ingot, which is really just a fancy way to say bronze. If you haven't seen these before, it just requires some Tinker's Alloy blend, which is just pulverized copper and tin mixed together, and there you go. Very easy to make, not expensive, not that difficult. I don't know why they had to give it a fancy title. I think these actually go in the corner, and then you can do this. There we go. One functional tesseract. Now, if you haven't seen these before, they actually function very similar to the ender chests of Tekkit Classic, which do still exist in this mod pack, and we could use them as well. The basic premise behind the tesseracts is you kind of link between two blocks, and you can transfer items directly between them, right? So, way over in the village, I have already created a tesseract and linked it up to my money chest, where my villagers should be depositing all the money after buying my food. So what we're going to do is we're going to place the tesseract in question right here, and then maybe an extra strong box, like, I don't know, right here or something. And then we're going to set this thing to a frequency. Now, I believe the other one I set to 125. So I set this to a frequency of 125 right now. It will link to the other tesseract. Now, here's one thing that's different about tesseracts compared to the ender chests. Not only can they send and receive items, they also can send and receive fluids and energy, which I don't have to tell you is incredibly useful if you want to have, I don't know, say, all the power generating in my turbine, and then have a big honkin' structure that drains up power far away. You just hook up a tesseract to that item, and it just teleports the power. You don't need to have conduits running all the way between them. So if I wanted to set up a tesseract next to my mining laser over in that pit that I made a long time ago, that actually would work pretty darn well. But for now, let's hook this thing up and make sure that it can send and receive items like so. So if we look in here, hey, wait a minute. That is not nearly as much money as I was expecting. What the heck? That's a reasonable amount of gold, and I got most of that during my first week. What's with all the copper? What? It's as if people aren't buying my products anymore. What's going on? What is going on in here? No guests! Julio, Giovanni, explain this. What's happening over here? Really? You don't say... Giovanni, I need to talk to Julio alone. You wanna go take a break? Yes, break. It's a real thing, I promise. Here, I'll let you out of your cage. There you go. Go forth. Have fun. Enjoy yourself. Okay, now that he's gone, what is this you want to tell me about? People feeling sick? Oh, no. I'm sure that can't be true. Can't be my product. We only use the finest and freshest ingredients that you've never seen. I see. Huh. Well, tell you what, Julio, why don't you follow me around out back, and we can have a conversation. I will show you the product firsthand, okay? Yes, Julio, right inside of this room will answer all of your questions for the rest of your miserable, pathetic existence. Aha! Enjoy this one, Julio. You see, Julio, I got a little bit bored this weekend, so with my spare time, I started experimenting with quantum theory, particularly in regards to the theory that observation affects reality. Turns out it's totally true as long as you got the right quantum pixie dust to sprinkle on your blocks. So long as you are down inside that little hole and can only look at those blocks from one direction, they will remain cold, hard stone. Which means you are never going to get out and reveal to the public my secret zombification animal process. Goodbye, Julio. Well, that solves that problem. I'm sure he was just exaggerating anyway. They all seem perfectly fine to me. What kind of a quarantine pen do you think you've created? See, they're completely Oh. Oh my, okay. Well, then yes, maybe indeed we do have a small problem. How can I avoid liability for this? Well, the most obvious and effective way would probably be to create a cure, right? I think there is actually a way to do that. If I look for, what's it called, a de-zombification syringe? Yeah, there's a cure for that. It requires a golden apple and a syringe. Just need to grab myself a quick test subject. Open her up and get in the ball. Oh, maybe not. Got him. Okay, out we get. Thank you. Okay, into the pen you go. Now, I know you're excited, but sir, I need you to calm down. You're gonna receive a little prick. Here you go. Oh, that seems kind of cool. Feeling all right there? A little bit trembly? Hang on, I gotta take down some notes. Can't even tell if it's freaking working. He just seems more stunned and confused than anything else. Oh! Hey, it totally worked! What do you know? I'm a freaking genius! Okay, sir, I appreciate you being a willing Whoa, you're fast. I appreciate you being a willing test subject, but I need to keep you for observation, so get in the ball. Oh, look, there's another one wandering around. Frick! See how well that works for you. Hey, pretty well it turns out. Okay, sir, I need you to run to safety, but then afterwards, go tell all the villagers that I have developed a cure for the zombie plague. Cost 10 emeralds every cure. See, that's true capitalism right there. Solving problems that I myself created, and getting paid all the while. That being said, even if I have come up with a cure, I can't imagine very many of them are going to be able to afford it. 10 emeralds is a little bit steep, but, I mean, I'll milk them for all they're frickin' worth. They'll pool their money together. But for those of them who eventually do die, they'll zombify and then zombify the entire town. Which means I'm realizing that my entire business model is kind of tenuous and depending upon a single village surviving the night. I don't much like that. Go ahead and just dump this guy inside of that. There you go. He'll be happy in there. So what we probably ought to do is find ourselves some new villagers. New sources of income and so on. Actually, let's grab that guy again real quick. I want to ask him a couple of questions. Doop? Okay, sir. Are there any other villages nearby? 2 months? That's way too long. I can't wait that long. Are you sure there aren't any others? All right, if you say so. Thank you for your help. Get back in the ball. If there aren't any other villages around, that means my situation's even more tenuous than I thought. I am completely dependent upon that village for my business model. I don't like that. I wonder what Ooh, there's a thought. What if I wrote some entire new dimensions into existence full of villagers and I can sell to them? That could work. That would require me jumping into Mystcraft, though, which I haven't had to do up until this point. And I don't even have a lot of Mystcraft pages. I think we've only found a couple. Strongholds. Well, I mean, that is useful, but that's all I've got right now. And we kind of killed the other guy who was selling them. Still, if I can find another villager who is willing to sell me Mystcraft pages, I wonder. Let's experiment with something. Ah, good, there is another one of you. Hello, do you sell Mystcraft pages? You do indeed. This is a casual kidnapping! So my line of thought here is that we might be able to make use of the auto-spawner we already created for the Blazes and just switch this out and start spawning new copies of this guy. And maybe he'll sell me a whole bunch of new Mystcraft pages using the emeralds that I've been, you know, surely storing up from selling the cure. Let's see. I want exact copies. Yes. Okay, perfect. I need some more mob essence. Let's go ahead and siphon some of that away. Okay, so the auto-spawner should start working right away. Okay, so it should start spawning new copies of this guy right away. There we go. Wonderful. You sell me standard world, standard world, standard world. Let's not spawn exact copies and see if this works. Can we spawn relatives that do not require the same stuff? Redstone. Well, that's not useful. Purge. There we go. You're not useful. Purge. No, not you. Purge. 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 Okay, so now we have 5 copies of the same guy. Well, I guess I can release this guy back into the wild, so have fun with that, sir. Bye. So the question now becomes, if I buy some standard world pages from you guys, Do you switch out your inventory? I guess we're gonna find out. Here's some emeralds. I will take that, please, and thank you. Still more standard worlds. Interesting. They do actually change their inventory a little bit. Now, do I need notebooks? Or can I make those myself? Hang on. That requires just leather. Oh, 20 emeralds. That's ridiculous. Purge. Next. How about you? All right, so we'll give you some emeralds. I'll take a single page. I'll let you regenerate your inventory. Recommend you do something a bit more useful, otherwise you'll die like the previous one. How about you? You want some? Okay, take that. Got a bunch of standard world pages. Great. What have you got now? Notebooks. Worthless. You? Iron ore block. 55 emeralds. All right, well, I won't kill you because maybe you'll end up being useful. You can get purged. There we go. Now we're getting some good options. Wouldn't mind getting some green color pages. Link panel doesn't seem useful to me right now. Spheres, that could be fun. Pick that up. What else you got? You've got natural fog color. Okay, sure, I'll pick that up too. It's occurring to me, does that count as slavery in there? Is that what I'm doing right now? No, it's totally different. It's cloning. Cloning isn't at all the same thing and doesn't have to be held to the same ethical standards. Okay, so now we have a whole bunch of pages. Some of them useful, some of them not so much, but that's fine. Let's go ahead and get started creating our own age books. For that, we need, let's see, an ink mixer and a book binder. Those are the things we're looking for. An ink mixer is not that hard to make. Glass bottle, some stone, and some wood. Book binder, wood, and iron. Now, I have to try to remind myself how these notebooks work. I think if I take the notebook and then just dump in all the pages and stuff, that's one way to try and store everything a little bit. Does that actually work? Can I just put the notebook in here somewhere? Whoop, where'd it go? Nope. Notebook? Did it work? Did I get pages? Wait, where'd my notebook go? Oh, well, that just seems a little bit wrong. What the heck? It stole all my freaking pages. I got nothing now. I got absolutely nothing. Fine. Let's go to the ink mixer. What we're going to do is we're going to put in some ink and some paper, and that's going to create a simple linking panel, okay? Then I'm going to put that inside of the book thing with some, like, I don't know, leather. There we go. And that's going to create a descriptive book, okay? I'm going to leave this all in here. Now, because I apparently have no pages to work with, thank you, game. Never trusting that again. I don't really know what this age is going to be. So, we're going to create ourselves some sort of a little book stand, and those aren't that hard to make. Those require, let's see, just a bit of sticks and some wood. I've already got a few sitting around here somewhere. Okay, we have a little book stand, and we put our book right here, which means now I could right-click on this, then click on the little panel, and that will transport me to another dimensional age. The thing is, I want to make sure I have a way to get back first, so let's go back over here and grab some of that leather. I do want one more linking panel, which if you don't know how these work, that requires ink vials and paper. Ink vials are made using black ink plus a bottle of water, or just a glass bottle and a water bucket. Either way works just fine. So we've got our linking book, or our linking panel. So now, if I come over here and do a bit of leather and a linking panel, that is going to create my unlinked link book. And now if I come over here, I don't actually have to do it around here, I can do it wherever I want, but I'm going to come right over here and right-click, and that is now linking this book to the world that I am currently in. This dimension specifically, at this exact spot. So if I take this into this new age, I can simply open up this book and click on here, and it'll take me back home. If I go into an age without one of these books, that is a surefire way to get stuck for all eternity, and that would be bad. So with all that said and ready to go, let's pop into this age and see what happens. Whoa. Okay, so far it is dark and rainy and scary. This is a completely randomized world. I did not assist in its creation at all. And there appear to be... What the... I'm sorry, hold up. Are these glass spheres in the sky? Sure as heck appear to be. Also, a pool of sludge, lots of poop, obsidian tendrils coming out of the ground. What a bizarre world we seem to have found ourselves in. Okay. Also some dimensional portals, lots of pumpkins. This is interesting. Now, I'm going to continue flying around here for a little bit because something I'm looking for is some sort of like a library or a shrine or something. Because if we can find one of those, then possibly we can find some more pages that I can use. There we go, something like this. Looks kind of like a little mausoleum, actually. Ooh, and it's surrounded by hostels. Pew. All right, let's hop inside of this thing. Okay, there's actually a page. Let's grab it. Pocket dimension biome? Well, that seems kind of cool. Half-length page. Nothing in there. Now, you might think that that's it. There's nothing else to be found in here. Let's go ahead and turn on night vision. There we go. There's nothing else to be found. Aha, you would be wrong. Let's dig through here for a second. There we go. Hidden inside the corners are usually a whole bunch of other pages. Eternal Snow, Taiga biome. Some notebooks, stone block page. What about over here? We got anything else? Nope, not in there. How about over here? No. Over here? Nothing. Okay, I think that's all we're going to get. Oh, hi. I think that's all we're going to get in here, unless we can find another one of those mausoleums. Okay, here's another one. Get out of my way, creepers. I don't want to have to deal with you blowing up all my books later. This appears to be an eternal weather biome. Always raining, forever and evermore. A no-weather page. Sort of ironic. Ravines? Okay, I'm good with that. Nothing back over there. How about here? Aha, there's something. Green color, eternal snow, dirt block, eternal rain, huge trees, setting phases. Cool. This is a pretty funky world, I'm going to admit. Normally, you don't want to randomize your worlds. You never know what you're going to end up with. That's kind of cool. This is a mineshaft world. Good to know. You never know what you're going to end up with. In this case, it appears to be perpetual wetness with spikes of obsidian and glass spheres and mine shafts in the ground. Which actually, look at that. That's actually kind of good to know. Huh, this world just got a lot more enticing to me. If I randomized something completely different, then who knows what we would end up with. The only reason I'm doing this is because I really wanted to get some pages. Normally what you would want to do is put on a very specific ordering of pages in your books to specify the terrain type, different kinds of biomes, maybe certain features like mineshafts or dungeons or villages or nether fortresses or who knows what else there. Specify colors of things, the speed of the sun, the moon, and the stars, and a whole bunch of other stuff. Obviously, weather factors in there too. And the idea is you want to create a world that gives you something useful to explore and look for, but also is a stable world, right? Instability is a major part of the game. If you were to, for example, have conflicting types... I'm actually going to go ahead and grab this one. If you were to have conflicting types of terrain specified in your book, there's a good chance that would be considered a conflict, and you could have instability, and who knows what that's going to look like. It could be perpetual hunger, or I could be blind as a bat. Who frickin' knows? Any of those is fine. Eternal weather, navy color I don't have yet. Fast weather seems good. Grab these notebooks. Notebooks are actually way more valuable than I let on to believe, by the way. I forgot that they aren't blank. They usually are chock full of a whole bunch of different pages in them, which is great. Now, one of my greatest complaints with Mystcraft is that not only do you have instability in-game, you sometimes have instability out of game. And what I mean by that is this mod is the most prone to crashing out of any of the others I've experienced in this mod pack. I've already crashed once, lost about 30 to 40 minutes of in-game footage. That's why I'm kind of starting over with some of these pages. I've got a whole bunch more back home, and I'll show you that in a little bit. But yeah, it is prone to crashing. Sometimes generating giant new worlds like this kind of freak the game out. For now, I think this is going to be good enough. Let's go ahead and place down my book stand and my linking book and get the heck out of here. All right. Now, I want to organize all these pages, and I've got a whole bunch of different notebooks that I'm gradually filling out, mainly by category. So we have certain world generations, plus I want to have biome types, biome controllers, weather and sun and moon effects, colors, and so on. Organizing is kind of important. It's a bit of a pain to actually search for everything you need. I also could go ahead and show you, I suppose, a couple of different worlds that I have already created and lost all the footage for, one of which, or actually both of them, were kind of cool. So let's hop into this world real quick. This was a floating island in the sky with perpetual snow. And I actually did create this one sort of deliberately. I put in the pages for it. I didn't realize it was going to be one floating island. But there you go. I guess we didn't specify an ocean to go around it. And these trees look kind of funky. Like, Mystcraft really messes with the biome generation quite a bit. There's even more floating islands up here, with giant roots. I mean, you gotta admit, this is kind of cool. Even better is this third age, though. The giant netherrack, perpetual storms and lightning, ice spheres in the sky world. It's like freaking hell, and it's awesome. Well, hell isn't quite right. It's got too much water to be like hell. But it's so alien. Like, that's one of the things I like so much about Mystcraft. I mean, where else are you going to see something like this? This is completely unique. Okay, we've got a pretty hefty number of pages available to us now, so let's try creating what I'm actually going for, the villager world. How do we want that to look? Let's see. I'm going to make it a standard world. I'm going to right-click on the page, and that means I don't use up the page. I just make a new copy of it, so let's take that. We also will want some sort of biome controller. Medium-sized biomes should be fine, and I think I can add up to 3 biomes with that, so that should work okay. Then let's see. What biomes do we want? I probably don't want to put the villagers in hell, right? Not really. Desert hills... Ocean, pocket dimension, extreme hills, plains. Plains makes some sense. Easier to find the villages that way. River biome could make some sense. And then, what else we got here? Is that it? So what else could be fun? Let's try Tekkit Hills. I have no idea what that one is. So that'll be our 3rd biome. Then we could change with some colors of the moon and the stars and the weather and the fog and so on. I don't really care about that. I do want to set this to no weather because I am annoyed by how much weather I've already had to go through. And let's see. Colors. I don't really need to specify anything else. Like if I chose, let's say, where is it? Like fog color or something? Foliage color. All right, fine. If I chose foliage color, and let's just, you know what? Let's go ahead and pick it up. Foliage color. And then what I'll do is I have to pick up a descriptor to go with it. And it works the same way it does the English language. You don't say foliage that is green. You say green foliage, right? So we could do something like that. What if I did a maroon world? Yes, maroon foliage is what we're going to go for there. Any other blocks that I care to specify? Not really. I did find a page for gelid cryothium, which means I may want to create an ocean world made entirely of gelid cryothium. I'm not sure yet. And let's see. Features, we definitely want to have the villages. And I'm probably just going to go ahead and create 3 village pages. I don't know if it necessarily increases the odds of finding villages, but you can have up to 3 features. This might really prioritize features, or it'll just say, you have 1 feature, and then we'll just generate 2 more randomly for you. I'm not too sure yet. But either way, let's go ahead and create another linking page. Go to our bookbinder. Place this one here. I want it to be a standard world with plains, medium biomes, I think. Actually, wait. I want to have river, Tekkit Hills, then medium, I think. And then I hit this button to move over. We will say no weather, maroon foliage, and then 3 pages of villages. And that will be our new book. Make sure we have a functioning linking book, and we do. Let's hop into this world and see what we have created. Okay. It appears instead of creating the green foliage that I wanted, it created green fog. What is this? What is this stuff? Is it oil? Have we found a world full of oil wells? Oh my gosh, I think we might have. Well, that's kind of cool. Where are the villages, though? I was promised villages. Is it an ocean of... Oh my god, there's so much oil. Aha, there's 1 village. It's not a very big village, but it is a village. Okay, so we are the god of these people. We brought them into this world. We can take them right out. I'm going to go ahead and just create a quick little book stand right here with our linking book. Let's make sure we keep that. I don't know if waypoints will always work here or not. Let's try it. Village and exit. Okay. So hopefully we don't lose track of this anytime soon. All right. Hey, there's a library over there as well. I was kind of expecting to find a lot more villages, though. Like, you know, with 3 village feature pages, you'd think that they would prioritize a lot of villages. Instead, they just gave me monumentous amounts of... Wait, no, that's oil. Well, then what is this? Is it just water that's black? Hang on real quick. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's not oil. Maybe it's just black water. It actually might just be black water. Stand by. Let's test this. I'm just going to go ahead and cheat myself in a bucket and find out. I mean, you can create ages that are predominantly oil. Liquefacted coal. No. What the heck is this? What a very, very bizarre world we have created for ourselves. And really, it turns out the villages are just as hard to find in this world as they are in my own world, which I find to be very, very irritating. Well, if we ever want liquefacted coal, I know where to go. Let's try creating something else. Okay, let's create ourselves yet another new age. Let's see how this one turns out now. Age number 7. Ooh. Weird colored stars in the skies. Okay. Does this look like just plains to you? I thought I said normal stars in this one. Huh. Alright, whatever. Anyway. Yeah, it looks like a single biome of plains, that's for sure. But where are the villages? Aha! There's a village, and it's slightly bigger than some of the previous ones. I just realized I have my night vision on, so it's actually perpetually dark here. What, because I didn't specify a sun type, it's never gonna be daytime? Well, then the villagers are always going to die, because it's always gonna be the zombie hordes. Gosh dang it. Try for a 6th age. I'm being very irresponsible with my dimension creating, aren't I? Whatever. Great power comes great responsibility. We did tiny biomes on this one. I don't think I included lava fields on any of it, but apparently that's what it decided to generate for some reason. I said ocean biome thinking it would be water. Instead, it created lava oceans. Oh, that makes sense. Can't seem to find a single frickin' village in this world. I guess that makes sense. It's not like there's much water to drink. Which is a real shame, because I was thinking I could really capitalize on that. But oh well. Well, fine. Since I'm not able to create a proper world full of villagers that I can exploit, then let's go ahead and create something a little bit more fun, shall we? I'm thinking I want to create, yes, starting with a standard world, right? Then we will have medium-sized biomes with, let's see, something cold to be fun. I'm thinking we want an ocean biome. Now, do I put the descriptor before that? Because if so, I want to specify the type of block that I can use. I'm thinking gelid cryotheum. Yeah, oceans of gelid cryotheum. And then we want to have some, like, frozen rivers and stuff. Let's also add in some crystalline formations, some obelisks. I think I can make obelisks of a particular block type for that. What do we want? How about obelisks of glowstone? That could be kind of cool. And then, ravines. Yeah, I didn't mean to do that. Ravines should be fine. And then afterwards, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the clear modifiers page, which should clear off any unused modifiers and try to prevent some instability. At least that is the idea. All right, let's go ahead and create this. If I've done this all correctly, it should end up being a very, very cold world with lots of gelid cryotheum. I hope. Unless I've messed it up. It'll be a fun experiment. Well, sure as heck seems cold to me. Lots of ice around me. And yes, indeed, strange pillars of glowstone in the middle of frickin' nowhere for no reason. Looks kind of funny. Gelid cryotheum. Anywhere? I see water. I see crystal. There we go. Crystalline formations. Oh, maybe that's what the obsidian was before. Ooh. What can I do with crystal, I wonder? I don't know, but I'm going to go ahead and grab some. Ooh, wait. Is that gelid cryotheum? It's not exactly an ocean like was promised, but if it's gelid cryotheum, then yes, indeed. That's exactly what it is. Huh. All right, so I'm trying to figure out what went wrong exactly with my oceans requirement. Maybe it's somewhere else, and the fact that the biomes are so large is part of my problem. But it does look like it replaced all little tiny normal lakes with the super cold gelid cryotheum, which means if I ever need some, there's an abundant source right here. I think what I was supposed to do was use the surface lakes feature, and I could have specified that to be gelid cryotheum instead. Somewhere down the line I messed up. And unfortunately, I think I'm kind of out of time to mess with this for today, but you can see the power of Mystcraft. There's a lot of potential, and if I had made those obelisks out of something other than glowstone, let's say, I don't know, diamond ore. Now granted, certain pages always will create an unstable world, right? Diamond, you want to have giant tendrils or blocks of diamond just sticking up out of the ground? Well then yeah, you better be prepared to deal with a world that's going to be dizzy, make you nauseous and blind, and who knows what the heck else. I mean, it's always dangerous to do that, but, at least for now, this is pretty darn cool. I'm going to go ahead and head back home. Well, that's enough for today, I think. I'm going to continue experimenting, see if I can come up with some really fun ages in the meantime, but thank you all very much for watching. I do hope that you enjoyed. If so, then I ask that you hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.